Indian players' skill set was put to test during their two-day match simulation at the WACA in Perth. However, as per the reports, on Sunday, that is the 17th November, the Indian team did not have a match simulation and instead they opted for a net session at the centre wicket in WACA. Here's a look at the latest updates from the Indian camp. Well, it has been confirmed that Shubman Gill has suffered a thumb fracture. Well, it was earlier reported that Shubman Gill was hit on his fingers while fielding in the slips during India's match simulation, but later Sports Today confirmed that he has suffered a thumb fracture and is all but set to miss the opening test at the Optus Stadium in Perth beginning 22nd November. Gill also wasn't seen during the next session today on November 17, that is Sunday. Now, if Gill is indeed ruled out of the opening test, will India opt for a replacement from the India A squad that recently took on Australia in a couple of four-day unofficial test matches? Now, if reports are to be believed, Devdutt Padikkal, who earlier in 2024 made his test debut against England, is all but set to be a part of India's squad for the Border Gavaskar Trophy, or at least for the first couple of matches. However, as it has been said, these are just reports and nothing has been confirmed, because India, why probably would want to have another replacement in their squad? Because there is no confirmation on Rohit Sharma's availability also for the opening test, and if Gill is indeed ruled out, then there's a good chance that India might be a couple of batters short, and that's where India would have to weigh in on their options, whether they would want to open with Abhimanyu Ishwaran in case Rohit misses the cut for the opening test, and who would they really want to have at number 3, whether it's probably going to be a Dhruv Jurel, who's done well in the second unofficial test against Australia at the iconic MCG, or would you rather want to have someone like a Devdutt Padikkal who had an impressive debut against England? But then, as it is earlier said, that Padikkal, his participation is still pretty much reported and nothing has been confirmed. Whether he's going to be a part of the squad or the reserves for the Border Gavaskar Trophy, well, it remains to be seen. Well, there's some good news for the Indian cricket team fans here, that KL Rahul is back in the nets. Well, let's just, go back to a couple of days ago, wherein KL Rahul, he copped a blow to his elbow during India's match simulation and then he left the field there. But then the good thing is that today he was back in the nets. He practiced for round about an hour. He had a batting practice session and then later he also worked on his fielding. So he looked pretty good, and as per the reports, he should be fit in time for the opening test that's going to begin in just a few days away from now. Well, also there's one more good news, that Sarfaraz Khan is also back in action. Well, Sarfaraz, it was just before India's match simulation that he was practicing in the nets and then he was also hit on his elbow. But then now the good thing is that the BCCI have released a highlights package of India's day 2 of the match simulation that took place at the WACA in Perth, and there Sarfaraz Khan was seen in action. So that's a good news that he is back in action, which means that India would have a lot of players to choose from, assuming Shubman Gill and Rohit Sharma still don't make the cut for the opening test, because Sarfaraz Khan and KL Rahul being totally fit is good news for India. And last but not the least, well, it might just surprise you, but leggy Yashasvi Jaiswal to surprise Australia. Well, in the highlights package that was released by the BCCI, Yashasvi Jaiswal was seen bowling leg spin to the French Indian batters or the India A batters during the two-day match simulation. Well, there is a case that he might just be one of India's part-time bowlers, assuming India opt to field 4 seamers on the green deck at the Optus Stadium in Perth. Whether that happens or not, well, that's anyone's prediction, and you can let us know your thoughts in the comments section as to what you feel about Yashasvi Jaiswal, the leg spinner. Well, one thing is for sure, that India are really going to have a headache when they are about to finalize their playing 11 for the opening test of the Border Gavaskar Trophy. But then one thing that Gautam Gambhir and company would want to have in their mind is that they want they would want to have a good start and a fresh start and keep the New Zealand loss behind them, and at the very same time make sure that they get off to a brilliant start in the Border Gavaskar Trophy, something that hasn't really been India's trend whenever they have toured Australia traditionally. What are your thoughts about India's latest updates from the WACA, and do you think that Devdutt Padikkal should be Shubman Gill's replacement for the opening test? You can let us know your thoughts in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to Sports Today for all the exciting updates and analysis from the sporting world. Until then, on behalf of my producer Pawan, it's Siddharth Gulati saying goodbye.